The Bad Boys Podcast brought to you by Man Up Down Under, high-performing underwear that cups your junk like the soft hands of an angel. Visit manupdownunder.com.au.
Today on the show, ScoMo is on the shit list.
We're growing our own shrooms.
And Shane discusses the benefits of nude Soltice Swimming.
That's something that none of us need to see. This is the Bad Boys Podcast. Thanks for joining us. If you want the hard-hitting journalism of Four Corners, the reliable current affairs of, well, a current affair, and the planning that goes into classy shows like The Project, then you've tuned into the wrong podcast. It's comedy, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and news stories that makes Fox News sound like an episode of The Muppets. Or maybe it's the other way around. Conversations no one wants to have, but everyone wants to hear. This is the Bad Boys Podcast. Welcome to the Bad Boys Podcast and welcome to 2022. Andrew.
God help us.
What's going on? Omicron's going nuts. The PM's being a wanker as usual. And Bitcoin is doing a massive free fall. The world's going to shit, and it's not even week 2.
Yeah, look, Bitcoin's always doing a free fall, but by the time the articles come out and stuff like that, it's already back on its way up.
I know, right? So, did you have a good Christmas, mate?
I had a great Christmas. I had a household full of family and stuff. We had an absolute ball. We, were swimming every day, just eating, drinking, having a great old time. It was fabulous. Loved it.
Did you get some good Christmas presents?
You know what? Michelle and I always take it easy on Christmas, mostly because, we buy each other and ourselves stuff all year round. So Christmas is all about the kids for us.
Yeah.
But I think the kids did all right this year.
I thought I did all right.
Yeah.
I got a, Tanya bought me from a website called Urban Outfitters, bought me a foot massager. Now, like, this is one of these things that, go on the ground. It has like these little balls on it, and then you put your feet on it, and it rolls around and gives your foot a massage.
Right, okay, all right. So, look, sorry, every time I think of massager, my mind always goes to dirty places. Like, come on, don't tell me you haven't thought about putting your balls on the thing.
Oh, they might get caught in the other balls. That would just be painful.
Dragged through the mechanisms. Yeah, that could get a little uncomfortable trying explaining that to the hospital.
So I've opened up the present, right? Super excited. Couldn't wait, right? Completely thinking I'm just going to have the best Christmas, putting my feet on this and getting a nice foot massage. I opened up the box and the PowerPoint plug wasn't for Australia. It was for America.
What, like as in the actual plug that goes into the wall socket?
Yeah, two straight plugs, like an American PowerPoint plug. And I said to Tanya, did you buy this from an American site? She said, no, Urban Outfitters, like the au.Urban Outfitters, the Australian version of Urban Outfitters. And she said, as far as I know, it came from Australia. So, like, why sell something from Australia or in Australia that has a PowerPoint for America, right? So I did a little bit of digging. And if we didn't have ScoMo on the shit list, which we're going to talk about soon, I put these guys on the shit list, believe me, because I found out that this company has about 250 different websites for all the different countries that are out there. And guess where the products come from?
Well, ultimately from China, but probably through America.
Through America, exactly. So you might think you're buying from an Australian site, but in actual fact, you're buying from an American site.
So you called them, obviously. What did they have to say about it?
Well, I think I got some woman in Pennsylvania. It was probably in the middle of the night, and they came up with a solution. They couldn't give me a discount, or couldn't refund any money. They couldn't give me a discount voucher for a future purchase, which I thought was the logical thing, And I just said, look, I just want to be reimbursed for the cost of the the converter plug.
I just want a massager that'll massage my nuts and my feet.
That's it. Exactly. Simple, right? She didn't really take to that very well. And so the only solution that they could come up with was, we'll send you out another one.
Probably with the same plug. Then you can have two.
So I would end up with two massagers.
Wow.
With the wrong plugs. And I'm just like, oh, my God.
There's a solution for
you
right there.
What is wrong with this picture? Yeah? I know.
Right. What do you do?
What do you do? Exactly. What do you do? So, the other thing that I was thinking of that I wouldn't have minded for Christmas, but, it was too late, was we were going around some of the markets in Tasmania, and we came across a guy that sells grow your own mushroom kits. And I immediately thought of you, mate.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, that would keep me going all year, that would. I would have loved to set up. In fact, I've got a bit of a space underneath the house that has a bit of airflow and lets a little bit of light in and stuff, and I'm thinking of setting up a little setup there. Because, I love eating mushrooms. Like, who doesn't like mushrooms? I mean, really, they are the meat for vegetarians.
And smoking mushrooms. Come on.
Well, I don't smoke the mushrooms. Yes, I don't mind a good magic mushroom or two. Absolutely. It helps me reconnect back with the beautiful world that we live in. And I'd love to grow some too.
But I looked at these mushrooms and they don't look like anything that I would normally cook up. Like, they're all different colours and...
Right. So we are trained to think that the little button mushrooms at Woolworths and Coles are the only type of mushrooms that are available. But there's millions of types of fungi.
Oh, there's blue and pink and all sorts of things. Really and I thought, okay, what's in the kit, right? Am I going to buy like a bag of horse shit that I'm just going to grow mushrooms in? And he said, no. It's wood chippings and not manure. And they literally, you poke holes in the side and they literally grow out of the side of the bag.
Right.
Fascinating stuff. Yeah.
Because for any mushrooms to go, you've got to have mushroom spores. And you can buy mushroom spores as well. And some places have actually turned this into a fully fledged business where they grow all of these exotic mushrooms and sell them to restaurants and stuff who love getting mushrooms super fresh. Because a lot of mushrooms come from overseas.
I'm interested to the point that I wouldn't mind buying a bag just to see how it grows and see what unusual things grow out of it.
The key is keeping them moist. That's the absolute key, and the right amount of sunlight, e.g. very little.
I love that word. That's a great word, moist.
Moist.
Sensational.
Moist mushrooms.
Moist.
If I was a mushroom, I'd like to be moist.
So I said to the guy, how do you know what's good and what's bad? And he's like, don't worry, mate, everything's good. He may have been high at the time.
Oh, Jesus, if only. I mean, look, I tell you what, if I could grow my own magic mushrooms and stuff like that, I think I'd be spent most of the time. They are just fabulous. In fact, I'm not a big dope smoker. I don't like the feeling of the buzz in the same way I don't like the feeling of being drunk. But magic mushrooms it's truly beautiful.
Well, there you have it. This is the first on Bad Boys. Andrew's endorsing the mushroom farm here.
Right. Banana muffins are so 2019, but magic mushrooms, absolutely.
I noticed you didn't say 2020 or 2021 because I think they probably don't even exist anymore.
2020 and 2021, we all know that was a fucking shit show.
Let's forget about them.
So what about any other Christmas presents, odd Christmas presents you've seen about?
Well, I've seen one which I'm thinking it might be good for a bit of a laugh, but it's called the recto flute. Now picture this, right?
What is the recto flute?
Every one of us loves, guys in particular, love a good fart joke, right? We love a good fart.
Too bloody
Nothing
right.
wrong with it. It's like just let that toot happen. Sometimes it doesn't come out like a toot, but this will guarantee that it will always have that toot sound, right? It looks a bit like a butt plug, right? You put it in, and when you fart, it makes a flute sound. I kid you not.
It sounds a little bit like a kazoo. So obviously obviously it's a single note thing, but like a kazoo, it depends on how the sphincter around it, which is the mouth in the kazoo thing, unless you're living in certain parts of Tasmania when any orifice is good. But I'm assuming you can then change the sound.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it may be like how you position yourself, or the force of the air being pushed through it. I don't know.
So is this one of those things you say you saw on Facebook, but really it was in your Santa sack?
No, it wasn't in Santa's sack. It's not where Santa keeps it.
Because I was about to say, it'd be like learning the harmonica, I reckon.
It would be. It would be a bit like learning the harmonica, except it's, like you said, it's one note, so you have to learn how to vary that note. And so the musical instrument becomes you. Wow. It's very technical.
Well, Michelle has always said that my farts were very musical and very theatrical.
You might have a brand new, career ahead of you.
I think you're onto something there. I mean, I have been practicing farting the alphabet, and I always get stuck at LMNOP. But anyway, practice makes perfect.
That's it. Hey, now with 2022, we have a couple of sponsors on board, and thanks to the guys at Iconic Motor House, they've actually come board and sponsoring the show this year. Now, everyone wants to drive a nice car, right? And even if you're not a car person, even if you don't want to pay the price or you can't afford it, Iconic Motor House has your back.
Yeah, Bryce and Kurt at Iconic Motor House, making your motoring fantasies a reality, with regular draws giving you a chance to win exclusive, customised luxury rides.
I've seen one of these cars. They look absolutely amazing. I think it was
like a rocket ship.
Club Sport R8. It was fantastic. But in addition to the cars, they also have an exclusive membership to give you access to special deals to over 4,500 popular brands in Australia. Now, what does that mean? That means like discount offers, special offers to pretty much everywhere, really.
Yeah, look, the list of companies is absolutely massive. But, what I'm really excited about with this is they are also supporting Headspace. Headspace is a charity that works in the mental health realm. I know people and kids that have personally used their services in the past to incredible effect, great, very positive outcomes. So supporting them, what a great charity to support.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Well, we're super excited. We're going to have the guys on to have a chat with us in the coming weeks, just to give us a little bit of an idea as to what they do, and also, how they support Headspace as well. So make sure you head over and check them out. It is iconicmotorhouse.com, and house is spelt the German way, Haus.
Yeah, got to be done. Got to be done. I've already bought my tickets and everything like that as well. I can't wait for the first draw. It's going to be massive.
I think there's only 15,000 tickets or something available.
15,000 entrants allowed for each draw, so it's kind of capped, which increases your odds, which is fabulous.
Yeah, wow. Oh well. There's no point in me getting one now because you're already going to get it.
Oh, you got to be in it to win it, mate. You got to be in it.
You do. And also, it's not about the winning; it's about supporting Headspace as well. So jump on and have a look at them. Hey, now let's talk about the thing that we probably shouldn't talk about, and that is COVID.
Mate, I got it.
Right, because there's a lot of bullshit going around right now, right?
I'm tired of this shit.
I'm just over it.
I'm not just tired of COVID. Like, I think everybody's feeling massive COVID fatigue. We were saying exactly the same at the beginning of 2020. Sorry, at the beginning of 2021, after 2020, we were all saying how bloody tired we were. And look, you know what I'm tired of? It's actually, look, there's a really nasty thing going around and people are getting affected and some people are dying from it. I get that. Whether you're vaccine pro or, vaccine against, whatever, up to you. It's always your choice in my mind. What I'm just sick and tired of, the government backflipping all over the place. In Australia, we have, 5 states, 2 territories, plus the federal government. They're always squabbling between each other. Nobody can get it right. And I'm just sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, what if you're going to make a decision about something, stick to it. I mean, this whole Djokovic situation that's happening, right? I think it's all a bloody ruse, to be honest. You know, you've got the government saying they won't let him in, someone saying, that they'll let him in, and then, you know, now he's stuck in a hotel somewhere, the worst hotel, you know, in Melbourne, by the way. You know, it's a really bad situation, and I think it's actually bad from a diplomatic point of view with Serbia as well. Yeah. I think it's going to open up a lot of problems.
Absolute shit show it is. Yes, he got approval from Tennis Australia and from the Victorian government, but the problem is they don't handle the border into Australia. The federal government does. And trust me, the federal government are so over Victorian government and Dan Andrews and his, you know, just shit that everybody's had to deal with. And the problem is the federal government have to throw their power around. You're not going to tell us what to do, Victorian government. And so they've stopped him, they've detained him, they've cancelled his visa. The reason why he isn't vaccinated is because he had fully fledged COVID. And so in his mind, he's going, well, I've actually got the real deal because I've actually had the bug into my system and I've overcome it, and therefore I've built up antibodies. And this is another thing that's really annoying me. We keep calling this thing a vaccine. And I'm not pro-vax, I'm not anti-vax. You know, I've had all of the properly developed, properly tested and properly approved vaccines, you know, for all the Hep B, measles, you know, all the rest of it, right? Had all of those. This particular one, I think we need to stop calling it a vaccine. And the reason why is because it's actually gene therapy. And I'll pull up a couple of definitions here. First of all, the definition from Therapeutic Goods Association in regards to what is a vaccine. This, you can go to their site, tga.gov.au, and look this up. Vaccines contain dead viruses or bacteria, severely weakened forms of viruses or bacteria, and small purified components of viruses and bacteria. This vaccine does not carry any of those things. It does not meet the requirements for what a vaccine is. This is an mRNA vaccine, which strangely enough, fits the gene therapy definition. And gene therapy is a technique that modifies a person's genes to treat or cure disease. And effectively, they either are replacing a disease-causing gene with a healthy copy of a gene, inactivating a disease-causing gene that is not functioning properly, or introducing a new or modified gene into the body to help treat disease. It's that third part of that definition is what this vaccine is. So I think we need to start being real and just going, you know what, this vaccine is not a vaccine, it's gene therapy. It hasn't been done before. And I talk about all the time about evidence. You know, there is enough evidence to suggest or there's enough evidence to prove. I think there's enough evidence to prove that this gene therapy isn't working. And that's the reason why people are still getting it. People are still dying from it, even if you've been double vaccinated. You know, putting aside all the crazy stuff, to me, if you've had 2 shots of it, which they said was going to work, and it's not working, to me, by definition, it's not working.
Yeah. And okay, so the government's come in and said, let it rip, right?
Yeah. Let it rip. Let's all get it, because Omicron.
Let's all get it.
It's 10 times less impactful on the body, and it's 5 times more infectious or something like that. And the reason why the hospitals aren't completely overwhelmed by it, despite the fact there's 10 to 15 times the cases, I think it's now 20 times the cases as per to the Delta strain peaks. The reason why the hospitals are not being overactive is because Omicron doesn't hit the lungs the way Delta did, right? Which is great. So the government's saying, everybody get it, run around, start leaking each other in the street and all that sort of stuff. And if everybody gets it, then we'll build up proper herd immunity, because this one's probably the one you want to get.
Yeah, I mean, look, notwithstanding it sounds like a fucking transformer, but, apart from that, like I'm now on Omicron. But
I'm waiting for Megatron to come out.
It's better than being a Delta because, I know it hits the lungs, but, I'm over Delta. Sorry, I've had enough Christmas specials with Delta. Oh, hang on, that was the singer. That's right. That's a different one.
She is tall and gorgeous and very Australian. We love it a bit. But look, the thing I can't get my head around. So the New South Wales government has recently come out and said, all right, we need to start thinking about clamping down again, despite the fact we said we wouldn't. And, the government's changing its mind all the time. But that's okay. We're getting really good at changing our mind. So now they're thinking of saying to pubs that they would strongly advise that they don't allow vertical drinking, and that singing and dancing will be banned in pubs.
Well, okay, I get the singing and dancing, and of course, the heavy metal music as well, because it loves heavy metal music.
Right.
But what I don't understand is the vertical drinking, because now I've tried drinking lying down; it just doesn't work for me. It dribbles out the sides of my mouth. It doesn't go down properly. You end up feeling even sicker. Even if I'm sitting, I'm pretty sure that I'm drinking vertically, right?
Right. See, this is the funny thing. To me, drinking has one very predefined purpose. If I drink enough, I end up by being horizontal. And at that state of the evening, I feel like I've got more of a chance of being picked up, because by that stage, I'm as sexy as shit. So
that's it. And you stop drinking at that point too, because you just can't even handle the glass anymore.
Right.
You don't even know what a glass looks like anymore.
Right. So if the government's going to stop us vertical drinking, how are ugly people going to get laid?
Oh, I know. It's like this is
a social issue.
It is a social issue, and it also means that like there's not going to be any more kids. We may as well just have pets. That's it.
Oh, I've just figured it out. It's a government conspiracy to stop ugly people breeding.
And yes, absolutely.
In that case, that'd be really good, because it then means there'll be less ugly people to run for premiers, getting into politics, which means ScoMo, there won't be any more ScoMos around.
Yeah, like even the name ScoMo, just isn't that another term for a scud?
I don't know, but it's better than the opposition leader.
Hey, now I want to put him on the shit list this year. For our first episode. ScoMo.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
ScoMo.
Yep.
I want to put ScoMo on the shit list for the first episode. Now, we're going to bring the shit list back. We had that happening a couple of times last year, but every episode we're going to have a shit lister, right? ScoMo's on the list this episode. And I'm going to do the just let you know what the headline of the Batuta Advocate is. Love these guys. Love the Batuta Advocate. I think that they're Australia's answer to the Beaverton. Remember that?
That's right. Love it. Love it.
So they've got a headline for what's actually happening, and they pretty much sum it up at the moment with ScoMo. The PM has come out and said, okay, poor people are allowed up to 10 free rats, but no more than one a week, only from selected pharmacies, only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You have to present a concession card and apply through a highly complicated online portal.
Good.
Oh, and no Catholics or blacks. I was also thinking not to include women, but then I remembered that Jenny goes and buys my rats for me, so I have to.
He's got to check
women.
in with the wife on anything, because he can't think for himself, of course.
He can't, can he, right? I mean, seriously. This guy is currently in peace talks with China. How's that going to go?
Yeah. Oh, look, I agree.
I'm pretty sure we're all
The guy
fucked.
is an absolute A-class muppet. I mean, really, I'm surprised they didn't. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the old guys sitting in the theatre watching the show each time.
In the Muppets. Seriously, I just can't even imagine. I can't even imagine another country that has a guy that is as inadequate as what he is.
Well, yeah,
Well,
apart
actually,
from
I can.
the UK
that would be America.
America, of course. But apart from them.
America and pretty much nearly every Western country in the world at the moment. But anyway, and that's another story.
But yeah, ScoMo's definitely at the top of the shit list. I'm sorry. Every time I look at this guy, I've never had such a visceral reaction to want to punch someone in the face than I do with ScoMo. Just for looking and being so fucking stupid.
Just because he's a complete muppet.
I'm not a violent guy, but seriously. Perrottet is definitely working his way up my shit list as well. No singing or dancing in pubs. Well, then how else am I supposed to get the coverage to launch my career of really bad off-key singing?
That's right. You can't do vertical drinking anymore, so, you're not going to start singing. So they've completely taken it all away from you.
That's right. I mean, without karaoke and stuff like that, I'll never get laid.
Yes, you will. You're married.
Well, yeah, apart from that. She loves my singing.
Apart from that. Hey, now, we've got another sponsor on the show this year, thanks to Man Up Down Under. Now, guys, we all know that good tools are worth the money. Cheap stuff doesn't last. I'm a pretty good tool myself. bad tools end up costing you more in the long term, although probably Tanya would disagree. I probably cost her in the long term. But if you focus on non-performing tools, you cannot achieve your best. So why sell yourself short when it comes to the most important item in your wardrobe?
Yeah, right. I totally get that. Look, no one likes ill-fitting, suffocating underwear. We work all day and the last thing we need is that our duds fail us. At the end of the day, when it matters most, in the bedroom, on the beach, hey, in the back of the ute for that matter.
What does it mean by failing? Does that mean, you're showing off your tidy whities?
No, failing like they're
maybe
all baggy.
With a couple of stains in the back?
They chafe or they heat up too much. You want your shit to breathe, don't you? You want it to do its job. And you don't want to be constantly sort of fixing it up all the time. And none of this plumber's crack either.
So Man Up Down Under has brought out these incredible bamboo undies. Love them. It's time to head over to manupdownunder.com.au. High-performing underwear that cups your junk like the soft hands of an angel.
Hey, I really like the blue ones, the baby blue ones, because they really bring out the colour of her eyes.
I'm not even going to touch that one. Hey, now, New Year's resolution. It's time for a New Year's resolution. And what have you got, Andrew? What New Year's resolution?
I got to admit, see, I'm a big New Year's resolution guy. I've been setting New Year's resolutions for decades. I'm a bigger achiever of them. I like goal setting. I like moving forward. I always get what I want is my phrase. And the reason why I say that is because I set goals and I do what's required to make them happen. Always think, hey, I even wrote a book or two about it. This year, I didn't set a New Year's resolution. I haven't set any goals for the year. Mostly, to be really honest with you, all of last year's New Year's resolutions were so bloody expensive. I'm still working my way through the list.
It's that BMW.
Right, that M6 just set me back. Absolutely.
M6, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, look, I've got a New Year's resolution. So I am actually on a serious New Year's resolution. I've actually got a podcast course that's just started, Podcast Power Academy. Yep. I've redone the course that I had a couple of years ago and relaunched it, made it affordable for everyone because my goal this year is that 500 people this year learn how to do a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I've done that course myself a couple of times actually, and as a result of that course, obviously you and I became good friends. We kicked off the Bad Boys as well. We're now in business together, but more to the point, even my own podcast like Secret Men's Business, Illimitable Living, you and I joined forces for season 3 of the Beat Gen, which is currently on the list for an award or two maybe. For radio programs across Australia.
We didn't win it. We didn't win the award, but we got nominated.
We got nominated. Very good.
That's the main thing.
Right. Yep. So my point being is this stuff, it's really, really good stuff. I loved your course. It's laid all of the groundwork for if you're anything like me or where I was at the time, I had no idea how to get started. And that's what this is all about. It's good stuff.
Well, I've got a link in the description for if you want to be part of that course. So make sure you head over to the Podcast Power Academy. But I also have another New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Now, I'm in Tassie. Have you heard of Mofo?
Yeah. That's right. The Mofo. It's the big music festival, isn't it? Kind of music and arts, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a music festival that they have, and they have one. They have them on the solstice. So they have one around about now. So one's coming up now. And then they have the Dark Mofo, which is during the winter solstice. And it's put together by Mona, who is one of the, it's probably one of the biggest attractions in Tasmania. Yep. Very confronting if you get a chance to check it out.
Mona's the big wall of vaginas,
it's an art gallery. That's where the wall of vaginas is, exactly. Yep. So they've got the Dark Mofo, and this is, you wait for this, the Dark Mofo Nude Solstice Swim.
Ooh. Wow, that's
now this happens
you said that was winter.
In June.
That's got to be a bit chilly.
Yes, in June. It will be fucking freezing.
God, imagine the shrinkage going on.
So I'm thinking that part of the New Year's resolution that we might we might take the Bad Boys, do the Bad Boys live from the Dark Mofo at the Nude Solstice Swim. What do you think?
Absolutely, and we definitely need to record your reaction to hopping in there because better you than me is all I got to say.
Well, Andrew, I don't want to do this New Year's resolution alone, so I'm actually thinking that maybe you should jump on a plane and come down to Tasmania during winter, and let's do the Mofo nude solstice swim together, hey?
Yeah.
Look at the look on your face. You're going, really?
Yeah, look, I might have to digest a few Will Hoff videos first, and yeah. That sounds really... look, yeah. I tell you what, I'll bring a couple of extra pairs of Man Up Down Under underpants because that'll definitely be keeping my junk warm when I get out.
Oh, I don't think even that will help. It's going to be about 2 degrees in that water.
Wow. All right, I have to grow my Viking beard, so at least I look the part.
I thought you were going to say you have to grow your balls.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what.
Grow bigger ones.
That's the one set of hair on my body that grows 4 times faster than anything else.
Now, we are doing our show twice a week now, so we're going to do shorter shows, more of them, just so that you can hear Andrew and my voice a bit more often.
Yeah, that's right. And look, it helps us cover off some of the topics that are going on in a little bit more real time, so which is ideally what we're after.
Exactly. So make sure you head over to our social media pages, which is Official Bad Boys Podcast on Facebook and on Instagram.
And badboysfm.com if you want to listen to some of those sultry tunes.
Thanks for joining us.
Later.
Press plus or follow to hear more great episodes from the Bad Boys. Or check us out on our social media at Official Bad Boys Podcast on both Facebook and Instagram.